Smooth.
I thought I was already recording. Anyway.
You caught it quickly, though, which is
Yeah, I
Game face.
did call it.
Game
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
Lock it in,
too
Aqua.
bad.
Lock it in.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 176, Perpetual Backlog. I'm your host, Aqua, and joining me, like always, is Dalit.
Hey, good to be back.
Yeah. And Leek.
Hello.
Now that we got that second take down, because I actually hit the button this time, we are what do we do this week? Dalit, you played a lot of games this week, didn't you?
Yeah, yes, I did. I did not lie. I played a bunch of Hades 2, because there was an update. The God's Boons update came out. Lots of stuff changed. Will not bore you with it. This game is amazing, and I love it to pieces.
You have an addiction.
Past that, it's true. No, like genuinely, so long as Supergiant keeps A, making games, B, making them Hades, I'm going to keep living in their little world. But aside from those two games, last week I believe I mentioned I'd platinumed Kingdom Hearts 1, so I planned to start Kingdom Hearts 2, which I did, without thinking that, I'm about halfway through, I wasn't going to be playing it anymore. So I'm about halfway through the game, and I'm no longer playing it right now because, dum dum dum, the first Ascendant has dropped, and it is exactly like it was in the technical demo. So I have to check to see if a couple of things have changed, because there are a couple of things I would like to see not be the same as they were in the technical demo. But it is still as fun as it was then, and I've been enjoying myself.
Sweet. Except there is one difference between the technical test and you playing it right now. You're not being
I've gotten
inundated
further
with
than...
you're not being
it's
inundated with
true.
a bunch of stuff from Nexon, because they're not just going to give you stuff for free this time.
That's certainly true. I haven't actually felt a difference yet, which is interesting because I'm well past where we were.
Oh, sweet.
But I also have less characters to level. I pretty much grabbed VS and I've sat on her so far. Like, I got my bunny, obviously, because they give you one. And I'm working towards another unit now, but I've pretty much just gone full into my Cryomancer.
Cryomancer. That's VS,
So,
right?
it's VS, I guess. Yeah. And it's I've gotten very lucky on drops, so I've had a lot of stuff that's good for her and good for Freyna. So I'm very pleased. But that is, for those who don't know, the First Descendant is a third-person looter shooter made by Nexon. Let that mean what it does. And it just dropped. It technically dropped today, but it dropped like, goodness, 9 and 12 hours ago. So, that long ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please don't make me do maths.
Good, Dolly. You can get super ahead in that, and then when I pick it up to actually play, you can just carry me.
Valid strat from what I can see. So yeah, I have no problem with that. What I'll probably be doing through this week is I will poke my nose into the shop, not so much to buy anything, but I do want to see if they're still mangling that paint system, and if the price of Caliper to what you get for it seems reasonable. I do know from now, obviously, for those who have played an Exxon game before, and frankly, for those who've played Warframe before, the ultimates are absolutely not worth the money and immediately put a bad taste in my mouth. Because they're $100. I think they're like $70, but even still, I don't. They're just. It's a skin with some stat growth. So genuinely, you do not need to buy it. Even still, that felt gross.
Yeah. It is a free game though, so Nexon got to make money somehow.
And it's true. It's absolutely free, so I'm fine with them wanting to like push forward the idea of selling the characters. I will buy one at some point when the grind gets to me. I have no problem spending money on games. I know in previous episodes I've come off really against that. I have an issue with spending money on gacha. I don't want to go down that road, so I don't. But on games in general, yeah, like depending on who I settle on, I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff to pretty them up and make it so that I run around possibly in dinosaur pajamas because I am an adult. I'm
Dino
not even
PJs. Dino
I'm not
PJs.
being facetious. There are Dino PJs in this game, and I'm sorely tempted to buy
Oh,
them, but I've not been into the store yet, so I don't know if it's a worthwhile investment.
Dino
The answer to
PJs.
that being absolutely not, but it might be a waste of money that I'm willing to do.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where my time's mostly been this week. The obvious glaring omission from that, as has been brought up already, is 14. That's what I have these two lovelies for. So I leave it to one of the two of you.
Well, Dawntrail's fun.
Yeah.
I'm only halfway through the story, so even though I took 4 days off, as Dalit would know, I spent a lot of that 4 days watching movies with a bunch of other people in Discord.
I appreciated it. There are a
Yeah.
lot of movies that are nostalgic as hell for me.
God, what movie? What we watched? Friday. We watched the Rush Hour trilogy. We watched
You watched High
Spawn.
Noon, which I did not.
Shanghai. Yeah, we watched Shanghai Noon. Or I watched Shanghai Noon. We watched
Mortal
Spawn.
Kombat again. Spawn, yes.
We watched
Oh, it's
Spawn, and
Spawn, the
then
movie.
the 1995
Oh,
movie.
live
Yeah.
action one. Yeah.
Yeah. That movie's
Seen
so
a bit.
bad, but it's so good.
I know, it's great. It's great though.
Oh, it's wonderful. And then we watched all of the Mortal Kombat movies.
Yeah, we watched all Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh my
So one
god.
Annihilation and then the remake.
Oh.
Yeah. With Dan and Evan, I watched Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back because Dan
Yeah.
never watched that one.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
right after that, we watched Dogma.
I'm super
it's
sad I missed
classic.
that. I
Classic
love
Dogma. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Dogma's so good.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. So yeah, we watched a lot
Yeah.
of good bad movies this week. In place of actually playing Dawntrail, which I probably should have been playing. That being said, I have a
How
95
dare you say
Viper.
this on a gaming podcast?
That being said, I have a 95 Viper and a 95 Dark Knight. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
How's-
because I'm
alright,
I'm
I'll-
leveling them side by side.
Okay, I'll ask you again something in a moment then. When I
Alright.
get to my turn.
Seems to be a really popular strat. I've seen a lot of people with like a level 100 class and like a level in the high 90s. So leveling seems to have been really good this expansion.
Well, the strat is, all right, you level one job through the story, but alongside it, you level the other job through like roulettes. So
Yeah.
like, I can take a Dark Knight through roulettes super easily because it's a tank, and tank is always in need. So
That's true.
immediately,
That's true.
I immediately get like the cues for the tanks or whatever, while Viper gets all of the experience through the storyline,
Story,
and the
yeah.
storyline gives you a lot of XP. And if my Viper out levels the story, so like say I have like a 94 Viper, but I'm still in the 93 storyline or whatever, I will swap over to the Dark Knight, which is
Yep.
generally a lower level than what the class I'm leveling through the story or whatever,
Yeah.
and have them take that experience.
That's
But
neat.
also been getting a bunch of experience from doing the fates around there, because you at least want to get to the past the first level of fates so you can get the riding maps. And then some side quest or whatever. Like I've done the tank and the melee DPS role quests up to level 94.
Yeah.
So that gives you a decent amount of experience. I'm not gonna talk about the story. It is Road to El Dorado. Except there's no shell. There's no shell. Which is gravely disappointing.
I don't know.
12-year-old
Well, Lamar
brain
is
is
pretty
very
cool.
sad.
I love
Yeah,
her.
yeah, but she ain't got a badonkadonk.
Oh, you missed
I-
the badonkadonks. Wow.
I've been told that Wook Lamont is a fantastic hobo.
Oh yeah, she's really great.
I've heard this exact phrase.
Yeah, she is a
She's
herbo.
big of heart and dumb of ass. I'm like, that's the best kind of
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
yes.
great. She's amazing.
I instantly heart eyes at her when I
Yeah, she seems
Instantly.
pretty good.
Yeah, the story's pretty good. I did the 95 dungeon, and I would what I had said in the 95 dungeon was like, oh hey, ruins, and then a couple of minutes later, oh hey, not ruins, and then at the final boss, I was like, is that Titan? It's not Titan, but it's the boss that has Savage Titan mechanics. So
Bow
Oh,
down.
Savage Titan.
yeah.
All right.
I was like, oh, and it went from that typical, super ancient civilization that is like ruins and stuff like that, to super ancient civilization that is not ruins.
Okay.
Very,
Okay.
very quickly. So yeah.
Interesting.
It's fun. I like the story. So
Okay.
you can go ahead. That's all I played.
It's me. I'll talk more about Dawntrail in a moo because
Mhm.
we've been asked in chat question, how do you all find Dawntrail? So we'll go back to that. Okay, so but yeah, as for me, non-Dawntrail stuff, obviously, I play GTA RP.
Yeah, you do.
Obviously, if you want to know about that, Perry, my main character, I will play on there. Got stabbed many times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been in a bad way.
He got ambushed, was stabbed many times, lost a kidney in surgery. Oof, oof.
Oh,
Okay, whoa. Lost a kidney in surgery, or
Yeah.
his kidney was harvested.
So you say that. Now this is funny because the character
Uh-oh.
the character who stabbed him has a tendency to harvest kidneys for fun. But the irony is, no, it wasn't her. He
Okay.
just lost it in surgery because he got stabbed many times.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
the kidney is like right, like on the middle of your back somewhere. See, so
Yeah.
around that area.
Yeah, I imagine it can only take a couple of punctures before,
Yeah,
problems.
yeah. Luckily, he has one left. That's okay. But during that time, he kind of had like a little mental snap there, where he's had enough of all this torment that this character has been receiving from a Hans Gruber. If you remember him, you mentioning that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him and
I
his
do
sister
remember Hans from
been
last week.
tormented.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's like no faith in the police and so on and so on. Because which was made worse by the fact the officer that came in to take his statement completely did not listen to what he was saying, just writing any old shit. And he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So that was great. That was good for character development. So
So
yeah.
is this
That what they're
the
calling it nowadays?
origin? Is this his villain origin or
No,
his
it's not. He's
anti-hero
not. He's a good boy
origin?
still. He's just
Okay.
not. He's just
It's
So
misunderstood.
it's not even that. It's just that a man can only take so much stress and stabbings. But so what was happening is that when he woke up from after surgery, his friend Bryce, who has a history of making people disappear, to,
Interesting
kind of,
phrasing.
yeah, he basically offered like to help him out, get rid of Hans, solve the problem, right? And this is a quite a big thing to ask to help me kill this person. Is what essentially what the question was. By the way, Twitch and FBI, this is a story. This isn't real. This is a role play thing. But
This is quite literally kill him. in
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
Any mention? This is Grand Theft Auto story. Okay. Yeah. So that happened. That conversation happened, and then most recently, is this Bryce character wanted to make sure that this is what he really wanted, because he knew from self experience that it's not easy to go through actually, ending someone's life, and it changes you basically. So he wanted to really make sure that Perry Nuke, of all people, and Brandy, his sister, um, would be okay going through this, and would be prepared mentally to go through this. Is this basically, are you sure this is what you want, type of dealio?
You
And
there,
that
sweet
question,
boy. Are you sure you wish to become a villain?
yeah. So basically, that's what the question was asked. He double checked today. I mean, they showed them the location of where maybe they could do it, and so on. So yeah, that's the big thingy today. Oh my
Hey,
god!
remember how this character started?
I know. Do you know that D&D meme where you have Slappy the clown? Watch this, folks. It's like, oh, throw a custard pie, and then like several whatever later, it's like, leave me. You go without me. It's like so serious. That's what that's that meme. It's a manifestation of that meme. Yeah. Anyway, that's GTA RP. What I also did was I put together. I play Stardew Valley a lot every year.
Mm-hmm.
I play Stardew Valley a lot every year.
Well, this is the
Every
first I've
week.
ever heard of this.
Every day of every week.
It's a thing I do. Now, I usually just play vanilla because I'm quite happy with the base game. But finally, after all these years, I've bucked up the courage to and also get off my ass to install mods. I installed some
Ooh.
mods. Yeah.
Bad. Modding's bad.
Modding is not bad, it just changes the experience.
So, what you put in?
Oh, you asking me? You asked me what mod I said put in. I put in. Let me check. I put in. Let's see. The this is like one big one, a huge one that's called Stardew Valley Expanded, and that adds
Alright.
like loads of areas and loads of NPC dialogue and stuff like that. It's like a DLC for it almost. And then I
Oh.
added there's like an anime portrait, just changing the portraits a bit. And also what else do I add? Oh, just the aesthetics of the buildings and stuff like that. I made it all more like fantasy. More than it is anyway. And I think that's it
More
really.
fantasy. Does that
Yeah.
imply? And I'm a bit ignorant of Stardew, if I'm honest. Does that imply that this is a more fantasy-based game than I thought? I thought this was very much a modern-ish farmer, like rural setting.
Yeah, it's the houses are more like how would you expect from more of a closer modern era, but this one is more like you have a, medieval style,
Hmm.
you know. I was gonna add like a Zuzu city and stuff like that, but it was starting to. I was I am not great at installing mods, and I'm quite pleased that I managed to just get all this lot so we're working.
Baby
I feel you
steps.
on that
I
one.
understand.
Next time. Next time. I mean, the expanded one I added adds a lot already. So
Hey.
yeah, and I'm gonna hopefully be playing a multiplayer of that with Haley, my friend.
Hey, hope you
That'd
have
be good.
fun.
Yeah.
We have
Okay,
friends?
now.
Now.
Excuse me.
I said we have
Yes,
friends.
I know more people than you. Nah.
Probably do, honestly.
Yeah, now let's go back to Dawntrail because I also started playing that. It is still in early access technically, right?
No, it's out
Nope.
now.
Technically,
It's
it
out
is
now
out.
fully?
Yeah.
Okay, is it
Yeah.
fully out now? Okay.
Yeah, it came out
Yes,
yesterday,
Dawntrail,
technically.
aka the expansion for Final Fantasy 14. Yes.
The award-winning.
The award-winning
Yeah.
award-winning Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, I started playing that last week, just as it got out of the expansion, I suppose then. It's good. It basically it's a holiday expansion. You get to go and vacay.
The beach
Holiday.
episode, yeah?
The
Air
beach episode
quoting holiday.
expansion.
Beach episode. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh, give him a nudge.
you're introduced to a new character, Wuklamat, at the end of Endwalker, and she was immediately a delight. I was very keen on the character at the end of that one, and then you
Mhm.
get to know her well in this new expansion. I have only played until was it Pelu Pelu? Those little guys.
Urkopacha.
Oh, the little tenfolk.
Yeah.
Urkopacha's the
Okapacha.
area.
Yeah. I'm there at the moment, so I don't know too much. But we get a taster of that beginning of the story. Who you get a little bit of ideas who may be the antagonists or not. At least for that part of the story.
Yeah.
You learn that there is a competition to see who ascends the throne next. There are loads of kids who want the throne for various reasons,
Mhm.
and some of them are big no-nos. So we're trying to basically beat them out.
Two of them specifically big no-nos.
Yeah, two of them specifically big no-nos. One of them's okay.
Yeah, one of them's actually a sweet boy.
Yeah. One of them's okay.
He's actually friends with a couple of other people we know.
Yeah, but big no-nos, trying to beat them. So one of them is like stupid big no-no. One is like intelligent bad guy big no-no.
Oh, when you said stupid, you meant intelligence. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm farther ahead, so I actually know a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Specifically
spoilers,
regarding those two.
Yeah, we'll do a spoiler cast once I've got further in, I guess.
When we finish, yeah.
Yeah, but so far, to answer the question, how am I finding it? I am enjoying myself. It's great to see new areas. I really like the jazzy music of the main city you get into right away.
Oh, I love the sound of that.
Yeah, the music's
I mean,
really
Soki
great.
doesn't disappoint, but even still, I'm pleased to hear.
Yeah, so good.
We're in South America.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
We have access to new instruments.
legally distinct South America.
Yeah, legally distinct
Have
South
you
America.
all had a big fat taco
Tacos?
yet?
Yeah.
Attempted to.
No, we attempted to. Yeah.
But then the bad guy knocked him onto the floor and stood on him.
Truly, he's a villain. My
He's
goodness.
such a villain.
Yeah.
They look really good too.
He was indeed an asshole at that point in time.
Yeah.
Also, rather selfishly, how are you all finding the shift to the lighting and texturing systems?
I haven't noticed the textures. I'm gonna be real here.
Someone sent me a singular image, and I was blown away because it looked almost like their rendered stuff. So,
yeah, I've still got my settings turned down, so I actually need to turn them up to check.
I would be extremely cautious of what somebody randomly sends you for that, because if it looks like any of like their rendered stuff, I don't think it. I have my stuff set to, like, highest settings.
I am being
and it still looks
hyperbolic.
bad. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I am being hyperbolic. I am genuinely impressed at the difference that I was able to notice.
The lighting is
like,
good.
The settings,
lighting's still good.
Yeah, the settings that I've had before compared to what I've seen, which has been very little because Spoodlers.
Clothes textures, I can tell that there's a bit of a difference, but it still looks low rent and blocky in a few.
Yeah.
Oh, I mostly meant the character skin.
Oh, I play a Lalafell, so I can't really tell.
Oh God, you're a Lalafell now. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't actually tell.
Like on Erenville, you can tell there's really nice lighting.
Yeah, Erenville looks really good.
Yeah, he does.
If I swung that way, maybe.
Handsome boy. Handsome boy.
Nah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, you can't really tell with Luke Lamont, I guess, because she's
fluffy.
She's always been new.
She's nothing but texture.
True. Though I've seen her animates. There
she's
are
really good,
new
yeah.
bones.
Yeah.
There are new bones that they are using to manipulate these characters in ways I was unprepared for.
They do it a lot.
Yeah,
I have
expressions are very
noticed.
good now.
I have noticed. So they increased the budget for cutscenes. So there are a lot more cutscenes you would think that is voiced, and they are not voiced.
But they look like they would be.
But they look like they would be voiced.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
they're getting closer and closer to 1.0.
So many times I have seen a cutscene start up and I'm like, this has got to be voiced, and they don't speak, and I'm just sitting here
I
like,
said the same thing when I was streaming it. I was like, okay, is this voiced, guys? Can I rest myself? Can I rest my sound box? No? Okay, I'm reading again, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, actually, there's a couple of scenes where I think they should have been voiced, and they weren't voiced. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like it would have been more impactful if they were voiced. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm like sitting here like, where's all the voice scenes at or whatever. Around where I'm at, in like the 95 range or whatever, I've seen there have been a bit more voice scenes. I think with the second part of the storyline, there are probably going to be a lot more voice scenes because things pick up like a lot more. So
they are also resting their voice because they're going to make it count.
True. I am disappointed in one thing though. All right.
What is that?
It's not a spoiler because you would have noticed it too, where you're at. There are two specific people that are missing from the storyline at the moment that are in the trailers. All right.
Oh, I am.
And Y'shtola and Graha are currently not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they are in the trailers, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, are they going to show up when Graha was going to go with us at the end of Endwalker? Cryo was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to stay with the students, and but then Graha was like, no, I'll stay, and I'm like, but you're in the trailer, Graha.
Yeah,
you have to eat a taco.
Is he in the trailer, or are they gonna do the thing where those two are actually stand-ins?
No, he's very specifically eating a taco in the location.
In the trailer.
No. Yeah. I understand that. What I'm getting at is, I wonder if they're using those two characters to hide two other characters.
Maybe they weren't in position where you would put them, where you would like hide.
See,
them.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking. Is like, because as you say, Graha was eating a taco and Y'shtola was just reading, as I recall.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like Y'shtola's probably going to show up because the voice actors did a little happy Dawntrail day or whatever video on Twitter earlier today. And Y'shtola's voice actress was in it, but Graha's voice actor wasn't in it. So, I assume that if Y'shtola's voice actress is celebrating the Dawntrail day, that she's probably voiced in it at least. So I'm not sure. They have to show up at some point in time, I assume. Which might be just in the second half.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about jobs. I haven't had a chance to try any of the new jobs yet. You said you were leveling Viper. How's that been?
Viper is good. Viper's also weird.
Weird?
Yeah, there is a lot of double weaving in Viper. Like this job forces you to double weave. There's also 4 positionals. I didn't realize there were positionals on my 1-2-3 until Say said something like about like an hour ago. So I'm gonna have to go and read that actually, but I do know there was 2 positionals on your charge abilities that you have.
All right.
So but there are 4 positionals, and so I'll need to figure out that. It's nice. There's not a lot of buttons. There actually may be less buttons than there are in Summoner. And
Okay, so
Summoner
less buttons,
doesn't
more
have any
clicking.
buttons. Yeah. It's a
Oh,
lot of
so I might
clicking.
like this.
It's a lot of
I
clicking,
like
but
the
there's not that
clicking.
many buttons.
It makes
Yeah.
my brain go brr. That's why I'm playing
Um,
Machinist.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
I
buttons,
think
yeah.
it's
Yep.
fun. Like I said, I'm only 95, so I think it probably gets a little bit faster at 100.
Yeah.
But the way you have to play is because it comes with your 1, 2, 3 buttons already set up as the buttons change when you click them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't actually remove that, so it's not like actually 1, 2, 3. Your 2, 1, 2, 3 combos are set up in a way where, as Ali said in chat the other day, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure type book type thing.
Huh?
Yeah, you can do. So say you had these your 2, 1, 2, 3 combos set up on set up on 1 and 2. All right. You can do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, or 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, there's so many. But what you do is you press your one combo. You press one combo. All right, and you just press what lights up. All right.
Okay. So it's like Monk in that sense.
Yeah.
Or
And
yeah.
yeah, it's more like a physical range in that sense. No, it's more like a physical. It's like a physical range, but you're melee.
I was gonna say it's
right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And there's 3 buffs you have to maintain or manage. And that you get from your 1, 2, 3 combo. You have a damage up buff.
Yeah.
You have a speed buff, and you have a dot. That you get from your 1, 2, 3 combo. After that, you get charges that open up a new that open up a different type of not a combo, but you have a charge attack that you hit that lights up other things on your bar, and then you hit that, and then that goes into your off global cooldowns that you have to double weave into another attack that you then also have to go back and double weave. And then when you get enough energy, you go into your trance state or whatever, and then you hit the buttons that light up when you're in trance, and then rinse and repeat pretty much.
I see.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird leveling it up, but it's also fun at the same time. I don't know. I can see why some people don't like Viper, because it's I don't know. I think when you hit 100, it might get better, because even the people that were at the media tour, they were only at I think they were only level 91 or 92 or something like that. I don't think they had access to the full kit.
Yeah. Has anyone tried the? I know you said Paintomancer, Pictomancer.
Painter.
I know anybody.
Paintmancer.
Paintmancer.
I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen a lot of people play it. Evan plays it. He says it's pretty fun.
Okay.
So,
I'm very tempted.
I don't typically play with casters, so.
Yeah, I do though. I mean, I haven't played one in ages on this character, but I like casters.
If I play a caster, it's usually a healer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, red mage.
Or red mage, yeah. I did main red mage for a little while.
Okay. I'll find out for myself then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there any noticeable changes with the current jobs? I mean, the old jobs.
Nah, the only job I played other than Viper was Dark Knight, and Dark Knight pretty much plays the same. I think they. Yeah. I think
seems to be what I keep hearing, is that this is just, as far as the previous jobs are concerned, it is more of what you've come to expect.
Yeah. I don't know if this was the case before, like in Endwalker, because I don't fully remember since I took a long break. But they combined Blood Weapon and Delirium into one button on Dark Knight.
Yes, yes, they did.
So I noticed that like after like a couple hours of playing or whatever, because I didn't actually like look at my hotbars or whatever. I just noticed I had delirium on my hotbar twice for some reason, and I was like, oh wait, they put blood weapon and delirium together, and I think they
Yeah.
lowered the cooldown on it.
Yeah, it's to bring a lot of the various classes in line with each other, right? Because even
Yeah.
though they want classes to have a lot of senses of self, a lot of things unique to them, they want the timers to match up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've said this for years, and I recognize that I am wrong. I recognize that I am wrong for saying this. I genuinely don't care if every tank, every healer, and every DPS played more or less the same, but had a different aesthetic. So long as the aesthetic is different, that's really all I care about.
Mm.
But yeah, it does seem that they want to. I'm going to use a word that people don't like to hear. They do want to homogenize a bit, and that is kind of the big idea behind a lot of this expansion going off of not this previous live letter, but the one before it, I believe.
Yeah.
They said this is where we're getting everything. We're putting all our ducks in a row, all our leaks in a row, before we make the big changes in the next
Wait.
expansion.
Put out all your leaks in a row.
Yeah, put our leaks in a row. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're doing massive changes for next expansion. Because Yoshi P stated he's finally realized that homogenizing may have made the game a little too easy.
Okay.
So, and apparently
So
they said that they're upping the difficulty in this expansion a little bit. So,
oh, good. That's always good for me.
People keep saying that. So
yeah. Do you think he'll be making mechanical changes a lot this expansion then?
mechanical change, like for like, what do you mean, like mechanics or?
Yeah. How jobs interact with each other in the party, how dungeons and stuff work, raids and so on.
I probably wouldn't put too much into like how dungeons and raids work.
Yeah.
They I don't feel like they'll do anything with the synergistic levels of between like interclass play for like 4 dungeons or raids, because I think those are at a good spot. But it could happen. We literally have no idea what they're going to be doing.
This, I genuinely think we won't see a whole lot of classes intermingling with one another in this expansion. I don't think so.
I'm talking about next expansion.
But as far as this expansion goes, I do think we are going to be slowly but surely introduced to new ideas that are going to challenge people.
Yeah.
In the dungeons going forward. Probably not the ones at launch, because you want to ease everyone into it. But I think that they will be challenging us in this expansion to get us ready for the shenanigans in next expansion. Furthermore, it's just easier to get us used to half of the equation now, so that they don't have to absolutely overload everyone at the next one.
I've seen a lot of raid mechanics in the dungeons that I have played in this expansion. There, like what I said in the 95 dungeon that I was Titan, it was literally Titan, some of Titan's movesets from Eden Savage. In the first dungeon, there's like a wind mechanic that moves across the arena, right? But this mechanic also shoots out like AoEs in that star formation. And so you need to line yourself up as it's moving to make sure you don't get hit with the star AoE when it comes out.
Wow, that is asking a lot.
It is a lot, because I was trying to like follow because I do the first time I do the dungeons, I do it with trusts. All right. I am trying to like follow the trust to do it, but even some of the trusts sometimes don't even like really know like how to move fast enough or whatever for it.
Okay.
And I think I wiped twice on that boss, because if your character dies, then you have to if you're doing with trust, you have to
If you
redo
die, you
it.
die.
Yeah. It's so weird. So I've seen a lot of like mechanics that I've had to like figure out how to do just because they just come out of nowhere.
Okay. Is
For
it
the
new?
dungeon.
Because we know they've tried to standardize some of the the area damage and stuff like that mechanics in the
Mhm.
dungeons, so you recognize all the tells
Yeah.
in other places. Is it brand new stuff?
I haven't seen too many brand new like markers or anything like that. There's one where there's an avalanche and you have to look to the sides to make sure that you're set up in an area where that's not going to get hit by the avalanche. As Say says, there is a waffle maker mechanic.
What?
I hate it.
Waffle?
I hated this last expansion. I hate it now.
You remember in Vanispati when you fought the final boss in Vanispati, that you had to look up to the sky and see where the meteors were coming down?
Oh yeah.
And standing that's in a few things.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna wreck with my bloody bad attention shit. Ah!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This is
there's
going
a
to
lot
be
of new stuff,
very
yeah.
telling going
Mhm.
forward because we're going to find out how much the community, the actual community, wants to be challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it has been a talking point for a while, but I feel like it was actually a talking point amongst people who are already doing content, like the Savage content. I don't think I ever heard anyone who's like just really casual in the game, pays their monthly sub just to, derp around, do the dungeons, collect the poetics, just have a good time. I don't think I've ever heard them ask for a difficulty increase. So
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't backfire because of essentially Twitter.
Yeah. I think it'll be fine. I mean, the team has a good sense about how to balance casual play and, well, usually anyway. It's just always are they trying to appeal more to the high end raiders and the PvPers and stuff?
I don't think
Yes
dungeons
and
will ever
no.
be
Yes and
I don't
no?
think dungeons will ever be out of hand.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed in
Yeah, I
the
agree.
end.
I agree.
on a sight read basis, some of the mechanics are a little like they just come out of nowhere or whatever, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, you have to, like I said, I was doing it with trust or whatever, so it's a little bit more onus that I need to make sure I'm
You have
doing
to
the
really
mechanics
pay
correctly.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I die, then the boss resets. If you're in a party of 4, it's a little different. Not everybody has to be like doing the mechanics correctly.
You will
And
eventually be able to heal your way through. This is true.
yeah, so it's the dungeons they're gonna be at first they're gonna be maybe a little difficult. But I don't think they'll ever get to a point where like people are complaining that there's a problem. There's not. I don't think every dungeon's gonna have a Mist Dragon from the burn.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
And to kind of double down what I was saying earlier, Lee, since you asked into it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
what I mean when I said like yes and no in that instance is that the 14 leadership has been called out on doting maybe overly so on
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 No, don't do this to me. The suspense.
wait what?
You cut out, mate.
you cut out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You said heavily doting on silence.
They've been accused of heavily doting on new players. Like they
Okay.
constantly
Yeah.
want to bring in new players, and I don't think that's really up for debate. I think that is a very very true thing.
Yeah.
And so I believe I heard them out and out say yes, this is true, and we do now actually want to maybe step up the difficulty for the sake of people who have been here for 10 to 14 years. So I do expect that they will actually be getting more difficult, but I think Aqua's right. I don't think the dungeons are ever going to force out the more casual folk, but I think it is probably going to be rough the first week of any new drop.
Mhm. Raids, on the other hand, I think raids. Here's what I think. I think the 8-man raids will get a spike in difficulty this expansion.
Yes.
And I also think the 24-mans will also get a spike in difficulty.
Well, sure, because you can be carried through. That's so mean to say, but yes, I agree with you.
I would like difficult 20, like not difficult 24-mans, but I would like 24-mans that expect the 24 people in there to actually pay attention and play.
I've been skipping through the 24 mans.
Not that one person dies and the whole raid dies or whatever, but that, you know, like,
right.
Yeah. That each individual 18 players need to be actually like working, instead of like, you know, 2 people in an alliance maybe like jacking off in the corner or something like that. Because you can do that in the 24-mans now.
Hell, if you have 4 people actually doing the content, you don't need the other 20 people there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think raids will get a spike. I'd be interested. I'm going to be interested to see if there's like a spike in difficulty for the ultimate. Ultimate's already like difficult enough. It'd be funny if Eden Ultimate is extremely difficult. Then I can't imagine them making light rampant even more difficult.
Introducing a new raid tier, sadism.
Yes,
Or I guess masochism, really, because you're opting in.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think that. I mean, like, Say's already been doing the extremes, and she says like it's difficult, but like she does say she gets hit for a lot more because she plays tanks. Or she feels like she's getting hit for a lot more. But that's how it is at every expansion. You always feel like you're getting hit for more damage than you would normally. So
and then like
just
a week or two passes by and it balances out.
Yeah. So I would like for the game to be a bit more difficult. Like I'd like some like more difficult 4-man content. I never did. I would like something not as difficult as the Criterion dungeons. Because those can be actually really difficult for 4-man content.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like something more difficult than the dungeons we have, but not as difficult as the 4-man. Like I would like to have neurons activated, but not like stress neurons activated. Because that's kind of what Criterion feels like to me sometimes.
I was surprised because I thought Criterions were supposed to be the next stage of difficulty, but not like painfully so.
They're like 4-man savage dungeons, is what they are. They're not as hard as a savage dungeon, but they have some like you would expect this mechanic or like the way stuff hits you, or whatever, to be that. And they also have the I feel like the incorrect artificial difficulty that if in like the higher tier version, if you can't raise or whatever, if you die you can't raise or whatever. I always hated that. That's why I never liked like thinking about doing like Baldessian or something like that, because I hate the whole if you die you can't raise, like you can't raise dead people mechanic. So I'm like, what are healers here for then?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of having a healer if they can't fucking raise?
Well, to make sure you don't get there, but I see your meaning.
Yeah, like that they're supposed to be there to heal, and if they couldn't heal, then they have the one button that can hopefully try to save the run from you dying, to raise you. So I don't know. I never did like that mechanic. So who knows? I mean that's pretty much all I got on that one. Like I said, I'm only halfway through the story, so.
Well, I've not even picked it up, so I'm happy to hear it from both of you. Because I've heard some other worrisome things, but because I've not read into it because I'm afraid to be spoiled. Ridiculous or not. I
You'll
cut out
see.
again, didn't I?
It just
Okay,
opened. It
good.
just
Oof.
no. It just opened up to the whole public. So I think
True,
up
true.
to this point, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, which is what I've done. Yeah.
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 Hmm. Okay. That's all I think I've played and stuff this week. Oh, I'll mention the other thing. Actually, no. Did I play more of that Chain Together? I played Chain Together
Oh, did you
a
play
little
more of
bit.
that? Okay.
I think so. Did I play more of that? Did I
You
mention it?
ain't
I played it last week.
Yeah, you did. But
I
you ain't
blink,
lost your
blink.
friend.
What is
You ain't
time?
lost your
No,
friends from it.
I still. My friendship only grew stronger, like a chain.
Okay. Chains don't grow stronger. They break.
No, this one is the links are strong in the chain.
No. Well, wait until you get a bolt cutter.
Oh God. Yeah, no. Actually, that's it. That's all I played. Actually, I think.
Hmm.
I think.
Well,
I think.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
Is it news time? News time.
That
What did I do?
and he mean new time.
News.
That there is no plural to news because there's only one.
One news.
One news.
Okay.
So there was a Capcom Next program that happened this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like the most nothing burger ever.
It is curious that they would not bother. That sounds mean. But with the big trade shows behind us, just not even a month ago yet, it is weird that you would host another one, knowing full well you have virtually nothing to say.
It was like, they showed off Kinitsugami Path of the Goddess or whatever. They showed off what that game actually is for people who haven't played it or who haven't actually looked into it or whatever. It's like a tower defense, but your character is the tower defense.
Yeah.
It's like an action tower defense game. During the day you can set up and repair stuff or whatever, and at nighttime that's when you're attacked by the whatever they're called, I forget. And you get to upgrade and upgrade the people that are helping defend, repair all that stuff during the day and all that crap. There's a demo out for it, so that's the news, I guess. So if you actually want to try it, it's there's a demo.
Because I am really curious this game
Hello?
because it certainly
Get close to the mic.
Really okay.
Yeah.
I am actually very curious about this game. This game initially started in my mind as something closer to an Onimusha or something, and
Yeah.
has very quickly run into a very different direction.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm not even sure of what to think of it. I genuinely find I'm going to need this demo to make heads or tails of it.
Yeah. Let's see. Can you get the demo? Yeah, you can get the demo on Steam, so you can try it there. I mean, it looks nice. It's an action strategy tower defense 3D lore rich. There's literally a lore rich tag.
All of the tags.
Yeah, all the tags. It looks nice, I guess, but I'm not. If I'm gonna play tower defense game, I'm gonna play Arc Knights. So,
I love Arc Knights, and I still don't want to play it because it is just a
tower
defense game.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a demo out for that, so if you're interested in that, you can get it on Steam and probably all the other various things that it's on. Then they revealed that they're doing a Dead Rising remaster.
Yeah, Doctor.
Yeah, Dead Rising,
The
which is
Dead
interesting.
Rising Deluxe Remaster, Doctor.
Yeah, which is interesting because I mean I didn't play original Dead Rising, so maybe I'll pick this up because and all that stuff. But they had a really long segment on them doing the Dead Rising thing because I guess it's such a big thing for Capcom, I guess.
Yeah, a cool game.
I'm trying to
You know,
figure out if Capcom overvalues that game or not, because Capcom really values that title, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've heard anyone ever be over the moon about it. It's always been like it's always felt like a filler title. Not a bad thing, mind you. These companies all need games like these, and these games can often go on to be successful. But I'm just always blown away by how much love Capcom gives this series in particular.
Yeah. So that's cool if you're interested in Dead Rising. That's
But hey, yeah, 4K, 60 FPS on the everything, barring Switch. So you too can be teleported back to 2006.
yeah. So I mean that's cool. That I don't know why they waited until now to announce it. They could have just done it randomly at a conference, or maybe they just didn't want to really pay money for showing it off at like a Jeff Keighley
Maybe,
show.
yeah, maybe that's the reason. Maybe because you do. I'm sure you do have to buy a spot. So
someone's clarifying. A remake or remaster?
remaster,
Okay.
not a remake.
Remaster. Yeah. That's gonna be $50, so not a full price game. But close enough to a full price game, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Is there a release date for it? No. September 8th or it's September 18th is the
Okay.
release date for it. So
Yeah, that's probably why they're not making a big hullabaloo about it. If it's just a remaster.
yeah. And then Resident Evil 7 on iOS. By the way, every game that we talked about during this Capcom Next thing is also on the iOS. So if
On
you
iOS?
want to, if you want to make, if you want to play these games on like the iPhone 15 or whatever, because it can play like games now.
Does it have the battery life to play a game like this?
I don't know. So yeah, so they went into like a long thing with them putting games on the iOS because like between like Dead Rising and Resident Evil 7. By the way, Resident Evil 4, the new Resident Evil 4 is also going to be on iOS as well if it's not already there.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, and I don't even think they did it in the next or whatever. Capcom then just like said, "Oh, by the way, RE9 is in development."
Which,
like,
I mean, we
already knew.
But that's a weird way to announce it.
Yeah.
I guess it. So on one hand, it is their event, so it's not that weird. But also, I would expect fanfare around this.
They didn't even show anything. They just said RE9's in development. I guess they didn't have a need to actually like really like have fanfare because it leaked.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it said Koshi Nakanishi, who directed Resident Evil 7, confirmed that development of RE9. It was actually during the event. So he's like, yeah, by the way, we're making a new Resident Evil. It was really difficult to figure out what to do after 7, but I found it, and blah blah blah. It's 9. So hopefully it's not first person. I'd like to go back to third person Resident Evil games, please. The Winter's duology was all right, but we're past that now. For RE9, well, first of all, why would you make a first person Leon game anyway? We already know that Resident Evil 9 is going to be about Leon, so.
Oh.
Yeah, that was part of the leak. The cover for the game also leaked, and it was Leon on it. So.
Huh. Okay. Leon.
Leon,
help me.
Outside of that, nothing happened this week, guys. Like, I mean, we got games coming out. I think there was a pre-launch live stream for Zenless Zone Zero last week, which was cool. They just talked about stuff. There was a stream with Capcom and the Zenless Zone Zero devs,
Yes.
talking about what goes into making both like Street Fighter and Zenless Zone Zero. They didn't confirm any collaboration. It was just a dev roundtable where they're just talking about stuff.
All right.
Is it a dev roundtable if it's
They
only
called it a dev roundtable.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going through game news now. So, Lethal Company, which like the stupid GIF I'm using at the moment for my PNG tuber. Lethal Company's next update introduces monsters that will kidnap you, and cut you up.
Oh joy! Oh,
Wait.
less joy.
Wait, doesn't the Bracken already kidnap you?
Yeah,
they
but he
literally
murders you
kills
straight
you
away.
and he kills you and kidnaps you and
Yeah, well,
does
this
stuff to your
is
body.
assuming the kidnapping part will be when you're still alive.
Oh, that's great.
And it'll have introduce a vehicle.
Okay.
All right, I'll read this. This is from PC Gamer, this article. Lethal Company just got a new major update and is going to add even more monsters, as well as a van which you can use to run over entities or annoying teammates. The company Cruiser is the first and currently only vehicle in the game and is now the best option available to transport loads of scrap from the facility to your ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about how useful it was. Like, I was like, a vehicle feels like it undermines that game, but no, you can finally actually deliver stuff en masse.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Interesting.
This
And then
changes everything.
yeah, it's going to be noisy as heck, though.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
imagine.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the new monster, the Barber, is a blue clay figure holding comically large scissors. The blue figure, the Barber, will turn invisible if you're not in its eye line
Didn't they
and can teleport to random positions to get close to players.
Didn't they actually
Terrifying.
update it to where monsters can actually exit the facility?
Oh, that's one of the mods. Not the
I know that's one of the
update.
mods. I thought that they added in that.
Did they
as
actually
well.
add it themselves?
I don't.
Yeah.
I
Then
haven't
the
played Lethal Company for months.
next monster, the Kidnapper Fox.
Oh God.
It's a
Aw.
creature that hides and then waits to attack players by themselves. And instead of killing you instantly, it doesn't kill you instantly. The fox will latch onto you with its tongue, okay, and drag you back
Okay,
into the
wait.
shroud. So
I was gonna
it'll
say I love a
kidnap you
cute
to take you
fox,
somewhere
but
else,
then
basically, and then it'll kill you.
now I'm doing a worry.
So what you're saying
I was
is,
like, yeah,
Swiper's gonna swipe.
yeah.
Swiper, no swiping.
Swiper no swiping. Swiper no swiping. Swiper no swiping. Oh man.
Let's see any other news.
It was a light week. I mean, we could absolutely go over all the various layoffs. Sony had layoffs. Ubisoft had layoffs.
Oh God, that's so sad
Bunch
though.
of Chinese conference. It is, and frankly, that's not going to stop. I feel like it's just going to keep happening all year because this is not the first time this year for either of these companies.
Nope.
Matter of fact, Ubisoft literally just joined Ubisoft Montreal, I believe, finally brought Sands of Time under its banner and promptly laid off 33 employees. So that's not a great look for that game
God.
already
Way to bring down the
facing
mood,
hardship.
Charlotte.
Look, mate, I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's really nothing else to sell. Like, everything else is the usual game journalism sorrow. Nintendo says that they won't like fabricate how much they have when they put out the Switch 2, but that's a lie because they do built-in scarcity. It's what Nintendo does.
Yeah.
And besides that, there's the Good and Evil, or the Beyond Good and Evil remake that Leak was good enough to mention last week.
Oh, here's another one that's a bit spicy. Activision patent could reward players for promoting the company's games. Activision patents a system to reward players for promoting games and sharing achievements. The system aims to boost player engagement and multiplayer connections through rewards. Similar to Twitch drops, this patent could evolve referral links benefiting streamers and audiences.
Okay, hear me out. Doesn't this already exist? Aren't you inventing something that is A, sponsored stream, and B, a sponsored link?
Yeah, similar to Twitch
Okay.
drops, as the article says.
Okay, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
these exist though. Why waste money making something if you could just use the inbuilt architecture?
Mhm.
All right. I mean, Activision, you do you.
Yep. So that's
Fair. I wouldn't have thought about that, but you know. So I'll say this because it is also a bit of a downer, but it makes me giggle.
Mhm.
Konami recently put out a survey, I guess wanting to test the waters with fans. And fans outright told Konami it killed Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, because it did.
So, Noriaki Okamura, who's currently working on Delta, I mean, he took it like a champ, but that's gotta hurt. He did acknowledge it though, which is, I mean, I was impressed with that. I'm used to like companies getting this kind of feedback and ignoring it. But Okamura, yeah, he acknowledged the feedback was tough, and he didn't blame the fans. He just assured them that the games coming forward would be better, and that he really wants to work with Hideo Kojima again.
I mean, doesn't
So I
everyone?
really don't know. I don't know whose side Okamura is on, because it sounds like he's on our side. But that's a dangerous game to play when you're being paid by the company. So that's fun. I enjoyed
I
that
mean-
bit of news.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. He could be working with Hideo Kojima again, because we only know that Hideo Kojima is working with Sony to make a new sneak game. All right.
True. Yes.
We don't
there is
know
a
if that is a Konami Sony Hideo Kojima thing
Oh,
going on, and there'd be a new
so
actual Metal Gear.
you are correct. We don't know that, except Kojima is never working with Konami again.
Well, he doesn't have to work with Konami. He just has to.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
The game that he'd be working on just has Konami's name on it. He could be working. He could just be working for the other guy.
That is
works with
fair.
Konami.
I
Yeah.
do not see this happening for the same reason that Kamiya did not want to work with Sony and Microsoft. Technically, he never would have to. He'd just be working with devs that work under Sony, but he never did.
Yeah.
So I think they take slights personally, and I do not believe that to be the case. That said, Kojima, if you want to be the bigger man and deliver me a Metal Gear Solid 6, I am down.
Well, what did Metal Gear Solid 6 even entail?
I have no idea. Look,
story
Metal Gear Solid
not
4
just died
Metal,
already.
Metal Gear Solid 4 was a mess. A good mess, but a mess. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a mess. A mediocre mess, but a mess. At this point, I just imagined 6 would be a mess and not a very good one. So
yeah, who knows?
That said, I am happy to hear Kojima going back to his roots after a fashion.
Yeah.
I know he is super artsy, and I know he really, really dug what he did with, what is the name of that game?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Yeah.
But yeah, Death Stranding, and it looks really artsy and cool, and I want nothing to do with it. I do not want to pay for something that does not look fun to play. So, if you want to give me another stealth action game, I'm not saying
Mhm.
it has to be violent. I would like a proper boomer stealth action game. I would be fine with this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I miss Siphon Filter, Metal Gear, and the shit. What was the Tom Clancy one?
Um,
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I know
I
what you
mean,
mean.
Siphon Filter is technically Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Splinter
That
Cell.
one.
Splinter
Yeah.
Splinter
Cell.
Cell. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like boomer action. Oh, sorry, boomer stealth games like that. And whilst I may not always have the nicest things to say about Kojima's writing and his ability to write coherently without an editor, I think as a game director doing stealth action, he's proven himself to be a marvel. And I would like more of that. I am not blinded by nostalgia. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nah.
Excuse me as I go off to play Metal Gear Solid 3 for the upteenth time.
Okay. Well, let's see. There are a couple other things I found. So, do you remember? I think we talked about them last week. Let me solo her.
Yes.
Now known as Let me solo him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is now defeated the Elder Erd Tree's final
Radon.
boss. Yes, he's
Radon, yeah.
he after 74 attempts,
Hmm.
it's been defeated. So now he's gonna do the same thing as he did the base game.
Very nice. I heard a quote come out of him, and maybe you're gonna get there, so I won't say it. I'll let you get there.
I don't know if there is a quote. Yeah, tell
Oh,
me.
okay. Interesting. So let me solo them because he'll solo both of them at this point.
Yep.
Um, was quoted as saying that they don't find Shadow of the Earth Tree to be too hard, and instead, many people are just too harsh and refuse to use everything at their disposal. So essentially, he said, "Get good." It was great.
Oh, you said get good.
Well,
Also, while
the Bandai
offering
Namco
to help.
Twitter said they get good. They're
Yeah.
like, please use the skidoo tree. Blessings, please. You had
Aw.
something else?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, there was another thing. I was like, why is multiverses still a thing? There's Agent Smith and stuff in it now, and they're thinking of getting a Mortal Kombat character in. I'm like, okay, cool. That's not the thing I wanted to talk about. The thing I wanted to talk about was Sony patent, another patent. Sony patent could allow players to turn their replays into playable mini games.
Oh,
That confused me.
Wait, one more time for me? I'm sorry. My brain
Yeah.
didn't comprende.
Exactly. I was so confused by this. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Sony patent could allow players to turn their replays into playable mini games. It says Sony is developing a software program to convert gameplay sequences into mini games. The program uses a cloud system to convert recorded gameplay into playable sequences. The patent reveals a potential minigame generator with over a decade of development, but no guarantee of release.
Sony.
And I'm like, why?
What does that
Why?
mean?
What does that mean?
Like, there is a patent that is not similar, that makes sense for things like this. Like, I think Bandai Namco, a very long time ago, had one wherein you could play a game during a loading screen, back when loading screens were long and tedious.
Yeah.
Dragon
And
Ball
it's
Z.
why
Dragon Ball Z.
it's yeah, it's why a lot of games didn't have this, is because apparently just it was a Bandai Namco thing that they owned and
Yeah.
others couldn't. That makes sense to me. Turning my replays into a game? Like, do you just mean I
Yeah.
could play through that section again? Is it like in Tekken where during my replay I can take control?
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
this
sure what they're getting at.
Yeah, so this article's from Game Rant if you want to read it yourselves later. So published
Thank
June
you.
27th, 2024, a Sony patent details a software program that uses a cloud system to convert recorded gameplay sequences into mini games. The system relies on players recording and uploading their gameplay to this cloud system, which then converts the available data into a playable sequence. Surprisingly, this patent is just one of a family of documents, the first of which dates back to February 2013. This may suggest that Sony has originally been working on this technology with the PlayStation 4 console in mind. Further documentation shows updating filings in 2019 and 2020, perhaps indicating updates to the system for compatibility with the launch of the PS5. With over a decade of development on this program, it remains to be seen if this minigame generator will finally be released for current gen consoles or if Sony will continue to keep it on the back burner. And the
they'll probably
article
keep it on
actually
the back
does
burner.
have like some patent documentation.
I also wonder if maybe this doesn't exist anymore, but is what led to the PlayStation 5's card system,
Hmm.
Oh yeah, possibly.
where where you can like start your game through this card system doing an activity, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what this is about, and maybe they also realized that replays weren't the way to go about it. But who knows? Who knows, right?
I don't know. I
Could
don't know.
be.
Yeah. I also wondering who would actually like to engage with this sort of thing.
Also that, yes.
I'm not sure if there's a market for that.
Unless maybe you do something in a game and then you challenge a
Someone to
friend to do
recreate
it,
it.
like a game of
Yeah.
horse.
Okay.
Uh,
Maybe.
Mayhaps, but like I'm really stretching like what they're saying versus what it could possibly mean, I think.
Yeah. That's very odd. We'll see if it ever comes to light.
Mhm.
Okay. One last thing I do want to rant about, or not rant about, but also want to talk about because I really like this series is Soul Reaver.
Yeah,
Soul
okay,
Reaver.
fair. Understandable.
Soul Reaver. Yeah. So
I'm right there with you.
I need to check the Steam versions again because I did try to play the ports that were released on Steam, and I did at the time also download the community mod that helps basically run it all, and it still was terrible to try to play. So it was taken down from Steam. You can't buy it, I don't think yet.
Yes, I
Yeah, it
remember
was taken down.
this.
I need to check if they uploaded it again or bothered at all because I want to play Soul Reaver. I really like this game series, but in the meantime, to quench my thirst for Raziel, is that basically there's a graphic novel coming out apparently, which is cool. Legacy of Kain franchise gets a graphic novel that is a prequel, so you get to basically see the main character's like origin story. So let's see. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, The Dead Shall Rise is a collaboration between Crystal Dynamics and Bitbot Media. The book is written by Joshua Viola. He did like True Believers and It Came from the Multiplex. And Angie Hodap, who did Universe and Shadow Atlas. The interior art by Juan Sami. Is it Star Wars and Godzilla? Letters by Jeremiah Lambert. He did Master of the Universe comics and Transformers. Covers by Dave Raposa. He did Destiny, Magic: The Gathering. Aaron Lovett, Monster Train, and Inkbound. These are all good, actually. The book features additional art by Johnny Bush, which is Rob Zombie and Ghost. What's that? And Ninja Joe, which is he did Star Wars and Stranger Things, and so there's loads of different people. Brent Friedman is on there too. So Crystal Dynamics is working closely with them and providing creative direction based on unreleased elements of Soul Reaver lore. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. So it'll be basically Raziel's origin story, how he became a vampire.
Which we kind of know, but it'll be nice to see a
Yeah.
comic about that.
I mean,
I'll take anything at
I
this
know
point.
the games touched on the lore because you look at flashbacks and stuff like that. You go through history in some of the games.
Yes. And you get to
Yes,
meet the Seraphim
that's
Lords, of
right.
which you are one. Um, Very quickly to answer a question you had before, I know that Soul Reaver 2 and Defiance are on Steam. I know they're rated very poorly, and also currently are both being sold for less than $1. But I could not find Soul Reaver, the
Yeah.
original.
So the
So it
Dead
looks
Shall
like
Rise shall serve as a prequel to the Soul Reaver games. The book flashes back between Raziel's human past as a Seraphim warrior and reveals how he became to be a vampire serving under Cain. The goal is to answer some long-running questions about the legacy of Cain, Sorivus mythos, while also introducing a major new vampire character with close ties to both Raziel and Cain. You also get, when you play Blood Omens as well, too, I think, you go into the
Blood
past.
Omen, Blood Omens 2,
Yes,
Yeah.
Soul Reaver
2.
2, and Defiance are on Steam
Yeah.
right now. And
Are
they're
they?
all
I got
sold less
those.
than $1.
I got those. They work all right, but I wanted to play it through like properly.
Yeah, no, understandable. Unfortunately, the only way to do that to my knowledge right now is to emulate.
Yeah. Boo. But I'm very excited. I like comics and stuff, so
Yeah, this will be grand.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's all I can think of from my brain about stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is more than I could think of from mine.
Yeah.
True. It was a very dry week. Probably going to be a little bit dry the next couple of weeks until Gamescom.
Yeah.
Gamescom is on August. So. Yep. What are we doing this week?
What are we doing?
Well, I will be going back into the First Descendant to do shooting and looting.
Mm-hmm.
I will also be going into Hades 1 and 2 again to smooch all of the gods.
Yes,
and some things
Dalit,
that are
get
not
off
gods.
Get off of that game, Dalit.
No, you can't
Let
make
Ed live
me.
his best life, okay?
Past that, I will make an honest attempt to go back to Kingdom Hearts 2, so I do not have to start that over in a couple of months. But I doubt it. I got what I wanted from this package. I got Kingdom Hearts 1, and I played through for the story for the first time in a very long time, and you know what? I still think it's the best story of the lot of them.
Yeah.
And playing through 2, I still think 1 is the best story of the lot of them.
That's because you didn't have Chain of Memories to screw up the story.
I played Chain of Memories. I played the GBA version. And I refuse to play the new version because I don't want to play Kingdom Hearts card games.
Well, I was just saying.
I don't want to do this.
That's Kingdom Hearts 1 didn't have Chain of Memories to screw up the story. That's why Kingdom Hearts 2's story is kind of weird.
I definitely agree with you. First and foremost, I definitely agree with you. But I don't think that Chain of Memories is even close to being the worst offense when it comes to screwing up this story. I think 1 Chain of Memories and 2 are actually the best. Or 2 is the final time I think highly of the story, and I'm so sorry because I have learned recently Birth by Sleep is an incredibly popular story, and I don't like it.
No. One part of the story is incredibly great.
No, you would think this. That's what I thought. No, Birth by Sleep as a story is very popular.
Well, yeah, but
blew my mind.
But realistically, the only good part of the story was Aqua's story.
I agree with you, sir. I don't like Terra, don't like Arrakis, barely like Xehanort. Ven's fine. He's more a MacGuffin than anything. You don't have to sell me on this. I'm there with you.
Yeah. Well, then. You started talking about Kingdom Hearts. I was scared we were going to be here for like another half hour.
No, because the important bits are the First Descendant and Hades.
Yes. Let's see. For me, actually, tomorrow, I'm going to be playing House Flipper with a bunch of people. We'll be having like competition.
I almost picked that
design.
game up.
It's the first one's on sale. But yeah, I'm in a competition with a bunch of mates. It was like 6 teams potentially competing to decorate a house to fit a theme. It's a team of 2, and it's all randomized too. So we don't know what the theme is yet for our team, and we don't know who we're doing it with.
Oh, brilliant! I look forward to hearing about this.
I'm not sure. I'd probably stream my perspective of it, and then maybe, and then other people will be too. So look out for that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh God, yeah. So we've got 2 judges and stuff as well. It'll be interesting. It'll be
Mhm.
interesting because we're not allowed to look at each other's screens.
No,
We're supposed
I
to
mean,
coordinate the best we can through verbiage, you know.
the
So that's gonna be fun. What else are we doing tomorrow? Oh, obviously GTA. Role
yeah.
playing.
Of course, of
Um,
course.
of course. Stardew Valley, hopefully, with Haley. I think that's obviously Final Fantasy 14. That's my plan. That's my
Sounds
plan.
like a good
Good
plan.
plan.
Mhm.
Aqua.
Well, I'll obviously be playing Dawntrail. Because I got to get through the story. So because the faster I get through the story, the faster I get to Fantasia back into something else that isn't a Lalafell. So
Why did you Fantasia to Lalafell if you don't enjoy it?
it was a deal.
It was a
I made
deal?
with
Huh?
it was a deal I made
Okay.
with a friend. Yeah.
Ah.
So I didn't pay
You're
for the
not
Fantasia. So
Oh, okay, that's you're not charmed by the Perpetual life.
no, I hate it. I hate
You
it.
hate it. You
It's
hate your hair.
ruined my Dawntrail experience. Anytime it pans over my character,
Oh no.
I'm like, I wish my character could look cool, but it doesn't. It's a fucking potato. So,
I'm still my giant
um,
lady, so it's good.
so
Good times
yeah.
over here.
Still a dusty
Uh,
old. That's quite.
and so that'll be good. Tomorrow night,
Yeah.
Zenless Zone Zero finally releases, 10 p.m. tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'll be playing that. I'm interested in how that game's gonna play since I never got into any of the betas. Feels bad, man.
Oh.
Not popular enough. We're gonna get you there.
Yeah. Or I mean, maybe if I signed up for them on time or whatever,
Well,
I
maybe
would get
that.
into them. Yeah. Because it was Steam Summer Sale, I did finally buy East 9 Monstrum Nax on Steam. So I now own I now own all of the East games on Steam.
I am a
So
fool. I was going to get you that for Christmas last year, but I kept psyching myself out, going, he owns this. I know he owns this. We
I own the
both played through
PlayStation.
it.
I own the PlayStation.
That's what it
version.
was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good to hear you finally completed the collection on PC.
Yeah. So that'll set me up for my eventual replay of all of the East games before East 10 comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have to actually probably start up sometime soon because East 10 comes out in September.
Big talk, my guy. I really liked Monstrum Nox, though. I feel like maybe it is. Maybe it has the least to do with anything else that has ever happened to this boy. It feels so different.
If you liked East
I
9,
mean,
I think you'll like East 8.
that's not Dana, is it?
Yeah, it's Lacrimosa Donna, yeah.
It is Lacrimosa. Okay. I might give it a go eventually.
Yeah. They essentially work the same way. East 9 has more traversal features in it because like you get to like run up walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the setting and characters is what won me over for 9.
Yeah.
It wasn't really so much the gameplay. But I'm willing to give it a go.
But East 8 is what started the current way East plays now. I mean technically East 7 did, but East 7's kind of bad. But yeah, East 8 is pretty much what like they play the same way pretty much. And East 10 will play pretty much kind of the same way, other than instead of having like a cast of characters you can play as, I think it's just Adol and the new like Norse people back in the days. What are they called?
Nordic people.
Not
No.
well. The game's called East 10 Nordics, but what were they?
Norse.
The Raiders. What were they
Were
called?
Vikings.
What?
Vikings.
Vikings. There we go. That's what she is.
I thought for certain there was no way you were struggling for the word Viking.
Yeah,
I was thinking,
struggling for it,
does he
man.
mean
We've all
Valkyrie?
been
Does he
there.
mean?
We've all been there.
I was going through the words like Valhalla.
Oh, no.
I said Valkyrie in my head. I was like, I can't say Vikings for some reason.
Yeah, we've all been there. Brain doesn't
Yeah.
engage.
Yeah, things. Well, I'll be interested to see if maybe the character is deeper from a gameplay standpoint then.
Yeah.
Since they're having to rely less on a cast of characters.
Yeah, they have super moves now, apparently. Like Adol and the new girl has like a super move together and everything like that. And it's more about like swapping back and forth between them.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks really interesting.
We heard you liked Genshin Impact.
Oh God. That Genshin swapping's so like mundane and like
I'm just here to cause trouble.
Yeah, at least Wuthering Waves like swapping is like interesting. And apparently so does Zenless Zone Zero swapping is pretty good too. I mean, I do have Shin Megami Tensei 5. Like, there's too many games, man. There's fucking too many games. So there's First Ascendant. Like, why did First Ascendant have to drop now? Why did Dawntrail have to drop now? Why did Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance have to drop now?
Yeah.
Summer is always bad. Everyone pumps out games over the summer because the kids are out of school.
Yeah.
And being a grown-ass kid as I am, I must now figure out what order I'm going to play these games and how I'm going to pay for them and still
Make a schedule.
Rent.
Yeah. So my 100% are Dawntrail and Zenless Zone Zero. So anything I play outside of that is if I have time. So, or like I'm pulled away to do it, something like that. But that's me. That's me for the week. If you made it this far, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We now not only upload this to YouTube, but we've been streaming on Leak's Twitch channel. So you can come over and listen to us every Tuesday night, or hopefully every Tuesday night at 11:30 p.m. EST, or whatever time it is, -3 on that one. So like what, 9:30 p.m. for you, or 8:30 p.m. for you, Pacific?
Yes, it'll be 8:30 Pacific.
Yeah, 8:30 Pacific. And I'm not even going to try to do the math for Japan.
It's like 12:30 midday lunchtime.
Yeah.
When I wake up and not ignore my alarm.
Yeah.
Like I did today.
And those of you that are in the Twitch chat, go over to the channel and hit subscribe and all that stuff, and you'll get updates on when we upload every week. Yeah, please. Yeah, and tell your friends, tell your family. They don't have to watch. They just have to subscribe, and then
they just
click
need to tolerate us. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, and then click on the videos when they pop up to give us a view or whatever. So that would be amazing. But
you don't need to like us, just tolerate us.
Yeah, true. You don't need to like us. You just tolerate us. Yeah,
it's fine. We like you. We're doing all the liking that's required in this.
I'm clinging to your leg right now. Please.
Yeah. We will see you guys next week, hopefully. Yep.
Love your faces. Yep. Be good.
Bye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely true.